Hey world, what's going on? It's Eric the Motivator live from the barbershop. I'm here to go ahead and give you another class on how to be successful. But you first have to realize that your mind has to be right before you can accomplish anything in life. You got to know the history of what's going on right now. When I became successful, I had to come to the conclusion that things were going to happen in my life. I just had to be prepared for them. A lot of people aren't prepared, but you can't change the past. But I want to go ahead and tell you my analogy of what's really going on. They say that a lot of black African Americans, a lot of fathers are locked up in prison, but there's a reason why. A lot of black men are having sex with women with different baby mamas and mamas and all that type of stuff. My analogy is this. I tell a lot of people this, and they're like, man, I never thought of it this way. Slavery was abolished in 1848, which is 150 years ago. If you think about this, when has an African American man, or may I say African man, been able to be with his family? Ever since slavery, people were sold, men were sold and taken away from their wives, taken away from them kids. Their kids were never there with their father, being a father figure. The mother would raise the son, remember that. The male would be sold to be bred to make more slaves, kind of like the cows and cow trade. So people ask, why do black people always say it's hard for them, or why do they say it's not, they can't be successful, whatever. You got to understand, slavery was 150 years ago. Segregation just ended 50 years ago. So sometimes you got to come to the point, no, it's not your fault. It isn't your fault. But you got to have the mentality not to look over what happened, but better yourself on what happened. When have we really been able to be a family? Slave masters always had their family. That's why you see how many millionaires and billionaires. It might be a couple of billionaire African Americans, but like I said, segregation just ended 50 years ago. We were less than a dog, 3/5 of a person. So with that being said, start researching, getting a little knowledge up, because you can't be successful if you don't have knowledge of what's really going on in life. Some things you got to look over, but some things you can't. And no, it's not all the way your fault on the situation sometimes where you can't get a job and you act like you act. I watched a documentary called Blackfish. If you haven't seen it, it's about the whale at SeaWorld. His mother had a trait, or Shamu's mother has a trait that carried on to all these whales to where they started killing people. And that's what's going on with SeaWorld. SeaWorld might be shutting down real soon if you haven't been looking on the news. Same thing with human beings. You think that an animal doesn't have the same, a human being doesn't have the same trait or better than an animal? You have the same traits in you that animals do. A dog knows who to hump. A dog knows which one is a female and which one to breed with. But the America, or the United States, or the world has you thinking, you know what? It's okay to be a man with another man. It's okay for a woman to be with another woman. I'm just going to keep it real. A lot of people ain't going to like to hear what I say, but I don't judge those people. You shouldn't either. Depends on what you believe in. Not all people are Christian. Not all people are Muslims. Not all people are Hindu. I have nothing against gay people. But from what I believe that a man is made for a woman, which my beliefs don't mean anything to you. And I respect gay people because, at least they're coming out and doing what they want to do. But all that's aside. Let's put all that aside. So when you start thinking about why we're not making it and why you're not being successful, whatever, you got to understand there's still a lot of racist people out here. Their kids were raised underneath this segregation and all this type of stuff. But you can't judge everybody and say that everybody's racist. What's going on? A lot of stuff that's going on is already programmed. It's supposed to happen. So you just got to look at it, especially if you believe in the Bible, whatever you believe in. These are the last days. And they said it in the Bible if you really believe that these things were going to happen. So I don't even care about it. I don't even worry about it. So what we need to do as people is come together, start thinking of ways, creative ways to grow, and stop trying to live on what already happened or what happened in the past. Yeah, past happens. That's life. History repeats itself. And that's what's going on right now. But I just wanted to give a short class on what I believe on why we're where we are right now. Like I said, slavery wasn't that long ago, and segregation wasn't that long ago. So think about that. A lot of your fathers are locked up. My daddy was in prison too for 8 years. But look what I've done. You know what I'm saying? My brother's daddy's been locked up. Same thing. Got the same father. Look at him. Look at all the people that are out here being successful without their fathers. Don't blame it on I didn't have a father. I'm sorry to bleep this. Bullshit. You know, you can do what you want to do. You don't need no woman. You don't need no man. It's all up to you to do what you want to do in life. So, with that being said, man, Eric the Motivator, man, I'm out. Let me go ahead and get this fresh cut so I can go out and see what kind of businesses I can accomplish today.